Hello, my friends. I hope today is a fine day for all. I know I have shown you this SendIt Level in other videos, but I never went over it with you. Today we are going to do just that. Stay tuned and learn about CANT and why you can't have it. Now for some excitement. Today I had a new piece of equipment arrive and I will be starting some research with it. You all know my CPS primer bracket and how it works. If not, watch the videos. But this new research may save you hundreds of dollars without the need for the CPS primer tool. Keep your eye open for this next revolution to make this all possible for less than half the cost. If this video helped you, please hit the like and subscribe and the bell for notifications for all new episodes. You can also get a membership, merchandise, download files, or donate to help me help you. Click the membership/buy link below the video. This really helps the channel a lot. All right, let's get leveled. Duh. I know you've seen this before, but let me show you how I have it mounted, the setup I have on my scope. I have, first of all, this scope block, which is made by F3R Machine, and I added a little piece of Picatinny rail on here that goes on top. There could be one here too. So anyways, that's where I have mine mounted. And I have this fiber optic kit that goes from this to this, which puts it right under your eye, the dots. And that is made by, Brandt, B-R-A-N-D-T, and it's called the Brandt Ocular Housing. I think they have something new out now. This is a couple of years old. So let me show you a couple of other views here now while I turn it on and stuff. Now pay attention to under here. There's 3 lights. Now when I turn this on, you'll see those lights come on. They flash first. Okay, so now we have one blue light to the left. That means it's not level. So I would have to adjust to get it level. And you see the unit is mounted up here now. Now this comes off and the regular cover would go back on it. So that's how I use it on mine, because I don't have to take my eye off the scope when I've got this ocular light set up here. These are just fiber optic cables. You got to put this together, cut them to length and all that. Of course, this SendIt Level is not going to do a bit of good for anything unless you have your scope level, and I mean level, to the bore of your rifle. So one of the tools I use for this that I'm showing you here is the Short Action Customs Final Scope Level. And along with this, which I will show you a picture of, everybody knows that when you try to hang a plumb bob, unless you hang it indoors and you've got a really long indoors place to hang it where it won't sway in the wind, a plumb bob will sway in the wind, no matter what. I don't care how light the wind is, how heavy of a plumb bob you have, it's going to move. So I built and made a enclosed plumb bob box, which I will show you, where the wind does not affect it at all. And I set it out at 100 yards, and that's how I level my scope. Okay, now we're going to take a look at this chart that tells you what can happen if your scope is out of level or is canted to your rifle bore or a combination of all of them. This is the best chart I can find, and we can give this gentleman, Scott Hull, some thanks for this. So looking at this first one, number A, here's your rifle bore and here's your scope, and they are both perfectly in line. So your close shots and far shots are going to be right on. Now, number B, or letter B here, I'm sorry, this is your bore. This is your scope, but your scope is not mounted level in the way that I show how to mount it level with the final scope level from Short Action Customs. Your scope must be level, so you're going to hit right, close shots and far shots. And here's the opposite. If your scope isn't level to the left, you're going to get this. Now over in these, this is if you tilted your rifle. Say you're holding your rifle and you tilt it, so your scope is off to the right side. Close shots, within close range, you'll be on. You won't be perfect, but your far shots are going to hit right. And then here's just the opposite. If you're holding your rifle but it's tilted over to the left, again, your close shots could be on, but your far shots are going to hit left. And then here's a really weird example. Your scope is not level and you're tilting your rifle to the left, or over here, your scope is not level and you're tilting it off to the right. You're going to hit left. You're going to hit right, you're going to hit right, you're going to hit left. It's going to be all screwed up. Now, some guys like to hold their rifle with a cant, maybe tilt it over to the left. But if you do that, and your scope would also need to have the same amount of cant, or you're going to be off. In other words, you'd have to mount your scope and your scope rings canted to the left the same way you hold your rifle, or it's just not going to work. So this is very important. Now, this document I uploaded to my website at hitdxreloads.com under the File Downloads tab. You should print this out and take a look at it and try to really understand what's going on. But yeah, this is a no-go. Your scope needs to be perfectly level in your scope mount, and you need to not cant. That's what this electronic rifle is so great for. And you can set the sensitivity level to higher or lower. I keep mine on the highest, of course, because I want to be as perfect on as I can be. But keep in mind that you also need to have a fixed scope level on your scope. What if your batteries run out on your SendIt scope level? You're SOL then. So make sure you have a good fixed scope level on your scope also as a backup, or just to check, to verify, whatever. Okay, so that's it for this document. Okay, so that's about it for that. This shows you how I set it up on my rifle, the effects that CANT will have on you, and how important it is, and how to set up your scope, get it level and all that. I also have videos on there about Short Action Customs final scope level, how to use it, how to use my leveling box. So I was going to show the instruction manual, but that would just be so long and I think dumb. I uploaded it. It's on the website, hitthexreloads.com/downloads. You'll also find that chart that was in this video. And keep an eye out. Now, don't forget, I got something today. It's a surprise, but I'm going to be working on it, and I'm going to try to make this have the same capabilities as my CPS primer tool bracket, in keeping within plus or minus, 2 or 3 10,000ths of an inch. And if this works out, I am going to be so thrilled, because this tool works on a regular press, okay, single stage press. I don't know if you can use it on an auto press or whatever. I don't fool with those things anyways. But if this works, and works the way I want it to, there will be a CPS primer for sale. Because, I like the thing, but it's way overpriced, and if this new tool works the way I want it to, ooh boy, I'm gonna be happy. So keep your eye out. It should be like within the next week. I wanna do some testing. I wanna make sure it works before I blab my mouth about it. All right, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. So long.